Everybody understands that announcement. That is a lot of people. So the easy go to the press, I know that they are.
Hey, how you doing? All right, everything going okay? It's good. What's up, man? All right.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday, December the 7th City Council meeting. I now call this meeting to order. Our Pledge of Allegiance and invocation this afternoon will be given by Councilwoman Dotley. Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ma'am. Tonight, we do have a special presentation, proclamation honoring the Lighthouse Collective. And for that, we look to Councilman Anthony Byrd.
Thank you. I see these very distinguished gentlemen coming in now. Just come on up this way, fellas. You look amazing. Thank you guys for joining us. How y'all doing?
See you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. All right. All right, let's get started. Got one more? All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Chattanooga City Council Proclamation. In lieu of recent community upheaval, a question was asked: how could we combat crime in Hamilton County? In response to these issues, the mentorship initiative, the Lighthouse Collective, was established. Whereas in 2016, the distinguished Chris Ramsey formed a group of young men from various organizations to carry the torch for mentorship and leadership in order to become a productive citizen. Whereas the Lighthouse Collective was established to provide a holistic approach that will encompass mental, spiritual, financial, and social well-being. Whereas on November the 6th, 2021, the 100 young men attended the inaugural Distinguished Gentleman Meal mentoring and event. The founders of the Lighthouse Collective have provided a platform for conversation that will provide preventive resources that will combat violence, empower youth, and encourage the next generation to move onward and upward. Now, therefore, I, Councilman Anthony Byrd of the Chattanooga City Council, do hereby honor and recognize the young professionals of the Lighthouse Collective. And right now we have these amazing young men here. So we're going to present this proclamation to you all from the City Council. And we also have others to present to you from the Mayor of Chattanooga. And while I'm getting those, if you guys would like to say a few words, we will be honored to hear from you.
I'm gonna go first. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for honoring us with this. My name is Jonathan McCray. I'm assuming nobody knows who I am. And I really thank y'all. I thank God. I thank my family for supporting me. And I've never had the pleasure of meeting all of you men and women till today, but I've been to Chattanooga several different times. Every time I've been here, I've done something with the community. So we fed the homeless. We taught people about entrepreneurship. We work with the boys. And what I will say is that even though I don't know you personally, I know you all's impact because I've met and worked with the citizens of Chattanooga. So I thank you all for what you do. Want to encourage you all to keep doing what you do, because what I tell people all the time is that we're not going to be remembered from how much money we have, how famous we were, or just what we did with our time. We're going to be remembered based off of our impact. So I respect you all. I thank you all. And that's all I have to say.
Wow, this is such an honor. I really appreciate this proclamation, from coming from city worker to growing up Chattanooga native. It feels real good to, for the city to honor, our group for much work that we've done in this community. We're going to continue to do. So look for great things to come, and just look for great things out of this group of young men that has put together. And don't forget, the ladies will be represented as well. So thank y'all. I appreciate it, City Council.
To Mayor Kelly in his absence, to Chair and Vice Chair, to all the council, thank you all so much for having us today. We are so grateful for this honor. To be honored by you is such a privilege and honor to just even stand here in front before you today for this great occasion. I would also like to say and add to what my brothers have already said, we're just grateful to serve the great city of Chattanooga and Hamilton County, and to continue to bring youth and things of that nature together to build bridges across every front of Chattanooga. And we're so grateful for that. Also, to build educational systems, to build them up and talk about entrepreneurship like never before, so that our young people and the next generation will have something to look forward to. So again, thank you all so much for having us, and thank you for this honor. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I'm excited. Council, I seen you guys earlier. Man, just thank you. But we got so much more work to do. I just want to challenge you guys to lean on this group right here, because these are the guys that I partner with when I need help, when I can't find anything. I partner with these guys, and they help me get a lot of things done. You may not hear about in the paper. You may not hear about it, on the news, but I guarantee you, these guys are in the trenches with me on a daily basis, and I am so honored. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Byrd, for bringing that before us. We'll give our guests just a moment if they would like to exit at this time. You're certainly welcome to stay with us. All right. Could I have a motion on the minutes, please? All right. We have a motion on the minutes to approve with a proper second. Questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod. Councilman Byrd. Yes. Councilwoman Dudley. Councilwoman Byrd. Councilman Hester. Yes. Councilman Ledford. Vice Chairman Smith. Yes. Chairman Henderson.
Yes.
8 yeses.
The ayes have it. Moving now to the order of business for your city council. Ordinances final reading. Madam Clerk, if you would, under Parks and Public Works, 5A through D, if there are no objections from the council.
Item A, an ordinance closing and abandoning an existing sewer easement located in the 1600 block of South Watkins Street, tax map number 156, FA001, as detailed on the attached map, subject to certain conditions. Item B, an ordinance amending Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 32, Article 2, by adding a new Section 3245, structures, obstruction, and vandalism of posted city critical infrastructure. Item C, an ordinance closing and abandoning an open right-of-way located at 4600 Maria Street as detailed on the attached map, subject to certain conditions. Item D, an ordinance closing and abandoning two unopened alleyways in the 6000 block of Ottawa Georgetown Road as detailed on the attached map, subject to certain conditions.
Councilwoman Burrs. All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve items 5A through D. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilman Ledford? Councilman Hester? Councilwoman Burrs? Councilwoman Dotley? Councilman Byrd? Councilwoman Coonrod? Vice Chairman Smith? Chairman Henderson?
Yes,
8 yeses.
so moved. We have no ordinances on first reading this evening. We'll now move to resolutions. Madam Clerk, if there are no objections from the council, would you please read 7A through E as a package?
Yes. Item A, a resolution authorizing the interim administrator of economic development to enter into an artwork donation agreement and substantially the form attached with the Community Foundation of Greater Chattanooga to accept the Ed Johnson Memorial valued at $1,121,439.64. Item B, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a second agreement to exercise option to renew with the Hamilton County, Tennessee Board of Education and substantially the form attached for the use of tax parcel number 168IC032 for the continued operation of the Cedar Hill Early Head Start program located at 4701 Divine Avenue for an additional term of 1 year through December 31, 2022 for the amount of $1 per term. Item C, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a second agreement to exercise option to renew with the Hamilton County, Tennessee Board of Education and substantially the form attached for the use of tax parcel numbers 136LM002, 136LM005, and 136LM006 for the continued operation of the Avondale Head Start Early Head Start program located at 2302 Ocoee Street for an additional term of 1 year through December 31, 2022 for the amount of $1 per term. Item D, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a second agreement to exercise option to renew with the Hamilton County, Tennessee Board of Education and substantially the form attached for the use of tax parcel number 066MD014 for the continued operation of the Daisy Head Start Early Head Start program located at 9517 West Ridge Trail Road in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee for an additional term of 1 year through December 31, 2022 for the amount of $1 per term. Item E, a resolution authorizing the city of Chattanooga to serve as a government sponsor and pass-through entity for a grant from the American Battlefield Protection Program and part of the National Park Service to be passed through to the American Battlefield Trust to purchase a 7.6 acre parcel known as the Burns Tract located in the core area of the Chattanooga Battlefield, Hamilton County for an amount not to exceed $353,522.19.
What's the pleasure of the council? We have a motion on the floor to approve items 7A through E with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod? Councilman Byrd? Councilwoman Dotley? Councilwoman Burrs? Councilman Hester? Councilman Ledford? Vice Chairman Smith? Chairman Henderson?
Yes,
8 yeses.
motion to approve carries. Now, Madam Clerk, 7F, please.
A resolution authorizing a revision to the Employee Information Guide, EIG, by changing the leave calendar for the personal time off PTO year to begin on January 1, 2022, and ending on December 31, 2022, beginning January 1, 2022.
Councilwoman Burrs. All right, we have a motion to approve 7F with a proper second. Questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilman Ledford? Councilman Hester, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Coonrod, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes,
8 yeses.
the ayes have it. Let's see, let's just move on down to H. No, 7G, please.
A resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Brent Goldberg as the City of Chattanooga's Chief Finance Officer effective January 1, 2022.
Councilman Ledford, followed by Councilwoman Burrs.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to approve.
What do you think, Councilman? Hester, do you think we should think about it?
You want to defer this for?
Okay, if I can get a sidewalk, I'll second. Second.
Okay. We have a motion, that was a motion to approve, is that correct, Councilman Ledford? Is that what I heard? Yeah, okay. All right. So we have a motion on the floor to approve 7G with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? All right. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs, Councilman Hester, Councilman Ledford, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes.
8 yeses.
The motion to appoint Brent Goldberg as Chief Financial Officer does carry. Congratulations, Mr. Goldberg. I would say welcome aboard, but you've already been here. All right, Madam Clerk, if there's no objection from the council, let's take 7H through 7M, please.
Okay. Item H. A resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to approve change order number 1 final for HDR Engineering, Inc. relative to contract number W17015-101 Mbwtp tank safety upgrades for a non-consent decree project for a decreased contract amount of $70,050.60 for a revised contract amount of $121,849.40. Item I, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to approve change order number 1 final for Inman Solar Incorporated of Atlanta, Georgia, relative to contract number W17024-101 Mbwtp Renewable Energy Project, a non-consent decree project for an increased amount of $13,008.07 to release the remaining contingency amount of $423,983.86 for a revised contract amount of $4,469,675.07. Item J, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to approve change order number 4 for CTI Engineers relative to contract number C16001-101 for professional services for landfill groundwater sampling, monitoring, and reporting to extend the 4th year or 4 years by an additional 5 months to increase the amount of $28,000 for an amount not to exceed $444,500. Item K, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to approve change order number 1 for Artec Design Group LLC relative to contract number Y17005-101 East Lake Community Center improvements for an increased contract amount of $50,795 for a revised contract amount of $198,755. Item L, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to approve change order number 1 for Burns and McDonald's Engineering Company relative to contract number W17020-101 Dobbs Branch Basin Improvements Phase 2, a consent decree project for an increased contract amount of $287,601.75 for a revised contract amount of $1,027,351.75. Item M, a resolution to amend resolution number 30877, authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to execute the consent to assignment for all purchase orders for vendor number 171037 Santec Waste Services, Inc., to Capital Waste Services for Ray County Landfill and to Republic Services for Bradley County Landfill relative to resolution number 30770 landfill disposal of biosolid waste purchase order number 557889 for a total annual contract amount not to exceed $90,000.
What is the pleasure of the council? We have a motion on the floor to approve items 7H through M with a proper second. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilman Ledford? Councilman Hester? Councilwoman Burrs? Councilwoman Dudley? Councilman Byrd? Councilwoman Coonrod? Vice Chairman Smith? Chairman Henderson?
Yes.
8 yeses.
Motion to approve 7H through M does carry. Chief, who's doing our purchases this afternoon? Is that
One, Mr. Frank Goldberg.
Mr. Goldberg? We have digressed.
Yikes.
Thank you, sir. I assume we'll see you at the comedy catch later this evening.
Oh.
Before I do purchases, I would like to say thank you to the council for the confidence and the confirmation this evening. Thank you. I have big shoes to fill with Daisy leaving, but I think you'll all be pleased to know I've purchased a lot of big socks. All right, we have 8 purchases this evening. The first is Chattanooga Police Department. This is the purchase of one Chevrolet Silverado Crew Cab 147 from Wilson County Motor LLC in the amount of $30,006.40. This purchase utilizes the state of Tennessee contract number SWC 209-72307 and is recommended for approval. Next is from the Parks Maintenance Division of Parks and Outdoors. This is a request for a 3-month extension with Lawn Pros of Chattanooga for irrigation system repair services. The extension will allow for more time to rebid and no money will be added. The annual amount remains at $35,000 and the extension is recommended for approval. Next, from Citywide Services, Division of Public Works. This is a price increase of $20,000 or 38% for corrugated metal piping from Piping Supply Company. The contract started March 4th, 2021, and the cost of materials has increased significantly. The vendor has been notified that no additional price increases will be considered for 1 year if this increase is approved. The increase is recommended for approval with an annual amount not to exceed $75,000. Also from Citywide Services, another price increase of $5,000 or 23% for corrugated metal piping from Straight Path Distributing LLC. Contract started March 4th, 2021. The cost of materials has increased significantly. The vendor has been notified that no additional price increases will be considered for 1 year if this increase is approved. The increase is recommended for approval with an annual amount not to exceed $25,000. Also from Citywide Services, we have a new blanket contract for refuse and recyclable transport services. This will be a 4-year contract not to exceed $925,000 per year. There were 4 bids received and the award will go to CWS Chattanooga Transfer, DBA Capital Waste Services, and is recommended for approval as the best bid meeting specifications. Next, from Fleet Management Division of Public Works, we have a new blanket contract for automotive parts. This will be a 4-year contract with 2 vendors not to exceed $1,250,000 per year. 3 bids were received and the award will go to Lee Smith, Inc. and Mid-America Parts Distributor, DBA Ken Smith Auto Parts, not that Ken Smith, as the best bids meeting specifications. O'Reilly Auto Parts was the second lowest bidder, but they took exception to the standard terms and contracts of the city. Next, from Chattanooga Fire Department, we have a new blanket contract for firefighter station and dress uniforms. This will be a 4-year contract not to exceed $195,000 per year. 2 bids were received and the award goes to Summit Uniforms as the best bid meeting specifications. And finally, from the Waste Resources Division of Public Works, we have purchase and installation of 2 shaftless spiral dewatered sludge conveyors from BAR Environmental. Only 1 bid was received. The invitation was rebid and no additional bids were received. The purchase amount is $569,000.
Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have a question for our new CFO, but I first want to say, Daisy, thank you. Thank you very much. We're very blessed in your service to this city, and we wish you the very best. But thank you. Mr. Goldberg, my question is, today, before I came to council, I had to rewrite an estimate because cost I had written in June to a client came back around, and it was almost 19% higher due to our cost of materials. When you mentioned metal, it really got my brain cooking on this. And are we planning for these increases, and how are we addressing those in the mayor's budget that council obviously approved? But if you would give that some thought and get back to me, I'm not going to put you on the spot first off, but I'm curious because I'm seeing a lot of in my business and doing all across this country, this inflation is hitting us.
Yes, certainly. I will get back to you for sure.
Okay.
But generally, yes, we will keep that in mind as we prepare the budget, and we will work closely with the purchasing department to try to gain an understanding of what prices are looking like for major services and major types of materials.
Okay. And I know that will probably translate into some decisions moving down the road as to what we decide to do or not to do.
Yes,
Great.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the purchases.
Second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve tonight's purchases with a proper second. Are there any other questions or comments before we vote? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Coonrod, Councilman Byrd, Councilwoman Dotley, Councilwoman Burrs,
Yes.
Councilman Hester,
Yes.
Councilman Ledford, Vice Chairman Smith, Chairman Henderson,
Yes,
8 yeses.
motion to approve does carry.
Thank you,
Thank-
council. We have no RFP formats and no emergency purchases tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, that takes us to committee reports, beginning with Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Planning and Zoning did meet today where we covered 24 items on our agenda, including zoning change request and also approval processes to amend new context areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hester? Councilwoman Burrs?
No report, sir.
Vice Chair Smith? Councilwoman Dotley? Councilman Byrd? Councilwoman Coonrod? All right, thank you. That takes us now to the time in our agenda that we recognize persons that would like to address the council this afternoon. Is there anybody present with us by a show of hands that would like to address the council? All right, thank you. I'm going to ask the city attorney if she would to read the rules for addressing the council, and you, if you would like, can be making your way to the podium.
All right. Excuse me. Each speaker should line up here behind the podium and wait to be recognized at the microphone. We ask that you speak only on matters within the legislative and quasi-judicial authority of the council. And we will limit your comments to 3 minutes unless you are given extra time.
All right, Mr. IT, could you give us 3 minutes on the clock, please? Oh, don't start it till she, there we go.
Right. Good evening, City Council. Thank you so much for allowing me to give you some feedback this evening. I'm the director of the Chattanooga Regional Homeless Coalition. I learned about the ordinance that was discussed this evening, obstruction of or vandalism of posted critical infrastructure from
Ma'am,
the
could-
local media.
Could you give us your name for the record? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Wendy Winters.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I'm the director of the Chattanooga Regional Homeless Coalition. So I learned about this ordinance from the local media. I did not know about it previously. And I have two concerns. First of all, let me say, I understand that we don't need people setting fires under bridges. That's completely reasonable. I get the intent of the ordinance. I have two concerns, though. The language is very broad, and it has me fearful that how it might be enforced will be broad and will be used to criminalize homelessness. I'm also concerned that the local homeless response system was not consulted on this. We did not know about it. None of us did. Again, I found out about it through the local media. We could have worked together. We could have worded it in such a way to make everyone feel comfortable and, to understand the intent and not to be fearful that it would be used to criminalize homelessness. And so in the future, I would ask you to seek anything that may, affect people experiencing homelessness, that you seek the feedback from the local homeless response before you're voting on anything and making it final. And also, I would very much appreciate if we're consulted on the enforcement of this ordinance. Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else with us this afternoon that would like to address the council? There we go.
Good evening, council. It's been a while. Marie Mott, District 8. And particularly, I'm here because there's a lot on the table, even as we transition from this year until next year. I'm currently serving as the chairperson for economic development with the NAACP. And I'm very concerned about how ARP money is going to be spent to improve the African American and underserved communities here in the city of Chattanooga. It takes capital to be able to start a business. It takes capital to buy property. It takes capital to be able to make progressive change where we live. And one of the things that I don't really appreciate when I look at the outline of how this money is going to be spent, in no way, shape, form, or fashion do I feel that nearly 30% of the demographic that the African American community makes up is getting anywhere near what we should be getting in the form of capital to be able to make change. And in accordance to Executive Order 1390/85, it states that the African American community is actually the first listed community that deserves to get access to that fund because of systemic oppression, okay? So I will be following up. I'm glad that I'm back. I'm going to be following up every Tuesday. We're going to be talking about policy. We're going to be talking about money. And we're going to be talking about change that needs to happen where we live. I'm proud to stand here and announce that I was chosen as one of the members to represent the city of Chattanooga with the Emerging Leaders Program for Harvard University for 2022. That's not a mistake. I'm a representation of what Chattanooga can produce and what Chattanooga is producing. That those of us who have fought for change as young people, we're not challenging you to do what's comfortable. We're asking you to step into the unknown. That's what this time has all been about, right? A pandemic that has forced us to reshape how we're governing and how we're responding to certain communities. And that's reiterated in the fact that I appreciate the Homeless Coalition coming up here and reminding you that even when you think about what you're getting ready to do in the form of an ordinance and any policing perspective, there are certain communities that need to be consulted before you make those decisions. And so again, this is just a gentle reminder that we're not here to be adversaries, no matter how abrasive accountability feels, but we're here to challenge you to build a new Chattanooga that's going to be equitable for all of its citizens and not just a few. Thank you, Council. See you next week.
All right. Anyone else that would like to address the council this afternoon? Anyone else in the audience that would like to address the council this afternoon? All right. So moved. We're adjourned.